The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. Fielded near the back of the end zone, and he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. They'll run here with a former Steeler. This is Le'Veon Bell. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say 200 plus?
On second and a yard, Carr, and he finds Penny. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
It's interesting because when I'm watching college football and I'm evaluating guys for the draft now, my list of fullbacks, pure fullbacks, it's a very short list. I'm probably evaluating more punters and kickers now than I am fullbacks, but it doesn't matter what you call the position, it's who you put there, and there we saw completion.
That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play, and that'll make this a 2nd and 13. Carr. A screen to Bell. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And he's got it across the 50 to the 47-yard line. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. They'll hand it off now. Johnson. And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41.
The ball carrier.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Le'Veon Bell with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Cowboys have taken the early lead. On for the extra point, Giorgio Tavecchio. And this is up and good to make it 7-0 Cowboys.
Makes the score Cowboys 7, Eagles 0.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
5-yard line.
First and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Henry, the ball carrier.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
On second down, here's Henry.
Derrick Henry, the ball carrier. A 2-yard gain on the play. And it's third down.
Newton on third down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Jordan Jenkins drops him for a 4-yard loss there, and that brings up fourth down. The Eagles send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Fielded at the 20. It's a 4-yard return following a punt of 49. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And coming up on their second drive of the game, had the touchdown last time out. Now they have the football back. Chance to really seize early momentum.
Feels to me like they had a really excellent week of practice. It all came together. But I'll bet you it got galvanized in the locker room and pregame. Somehow I think the head coach, his oratorical skills were on point.
That one good for 37 yards.
At the 39-yard line.
And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 13 yards and a first down, Cowboys. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, not get loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Into the red zone, it's Carr. Now they go screen, it's complete. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A nice little screen. They get 6 on first down.
6-yard pickup.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Le'Veon Bell with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further.
Not much is perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure to just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And that'll make the score 14-0. The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback.
25-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust.
They got his man complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
First down, Philadelphia.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
14, Eagles nothing.
A first down carry for Henry. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40.
Derrick Henry, the ball carrier.
That was a pretty good job defensively to hold him to a 2-yard run, but I've got to think this offensive line, they're asking their quarterback for a different type of a run, one that they rely on, one they have confidence in, one they feel like they can block.
And that false start penalty is certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. So negative yardage, a loss of 3 on second down, and that leads to a tough third down call. From the gun, here's Newton. Looking long for Westbrook. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
The scoreboard tells a story for him, a little bit bleak, and while it's not quite desperation time yet, it's definitely getting close, but the defense reads the scoreboard as well. They're going to back up and make them really earn it.
It's away, and it's a high kick here, but not high enough to hit the scoreboard here in Dallas. Fair catch called for and made, but now we'll have to see about the penalty. Football 101, you've got to let the guy catch the ball.
You have to know the ball is there. You have to know it's arrived. Otherwise, you're going to get flagged every time.
A lack of discipline defensively on fourth down, and now that leads to a 1st and 10. Now the toss to Bell running right. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
They'll run it with Bell. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Cowboy first down. Couple of very nice carries to start this drive out.
Yeah, 2 first downs. And how about that second one? What a nice run on that particular play. I'm telling you, they're going to start to think that this game is easy if they continue to rip off yardage like this.
A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. A 9-yard pickup, just 1 yard away from 3 consecutive first down plays.
At the Eagles' 28-yard line.
On 2nd and 1, Carr. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Stephon Diggs. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. Tavecchio good on the extra point. And that makes the score 21-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down.
At the 44-yard line.
On 2nd down, here's Newton. He's going to air it out for Dorsett. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Malik Hooker. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
Brings up 2nd and
the last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. A give to Bell. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On play action, it's Carr. He'll get that to DeValve, the tight end. And he'll get nothing out of that one. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the Eagles' 45-yard line.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Carr. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13. Working from the gun, it's Carr. And that's going to be intercepted. Malcolm Jenkins, the Pro Bowler. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
They'll take over first.
He has just been a load for opposing offenses to account for. Now 8 interceptions on the year.
I love that number because I always think of center field. You know, when I hear 8, because that's the position you write in the scorecard in baseball. And what do good center fielders do? Take away all the alleys, right? They range deep and make a whole lot of great catches.
D.D. Westbrook is intended receiver, but it's going to be 2nd down.
D.D. Westbrook.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. A give to Henry. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
And he's going to be met at about the 43. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
Brings up 4th down.
They snap it to Newton. Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced a ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, 2nd down. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Newton. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. 2nd down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Incomplete. It's now 4th down.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down. To the air again, Newton. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Newton's pass intercepted. The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Stephon Diggs. As time expires in the first half, and the Cowboys will add on to their lead. And just before the half ends, the prayer is answered. Defensively, a disaster there.
I know often we're surprised when this actually works. I mean, the excitement level goes way up, but maybe we shouldn't be, because I know as a defender, you've got to play the ball in this situation, but you can't interfere with the receiver because, remember, it's a spot foul, and it'd be 1st and goal if it happens in the end zone, and you don't want to give up that play. And that little bit of hesitancy often works really well for offensive guys.
It's the Eagles ready to see the football first, and they trail here as we resume action in this 3rd quarter. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25.
Alex Erickson on the return. The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. They'll run it again with Henry. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a first down on a gain of 10. A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. Now they'll pitch it out here. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Well, they certainly haven't been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
And, boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. He's going to air it out for Dorsett. And look at this. Cam Newton intercepted a 3rd time. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. The first half did not go their way, and that's not going to help matters at all. An interception here on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter.
Obviously not what they were striving to accomplish. But you know who's really upset on their team? The defense. Already trailing. They're going to be counted on to try and hold that score at least where it is. Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
They'll go again with Bell. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it with Bell. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
On is Kern, the punter, to send this one away. And here comes Westbrook. It'll wind up being a net of 41. 9-yard return, 50 on the punt. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Now after the INT, it's Carr. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Trent Murphy able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Like how they've started the 3rd quarter here. They force a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their 2nd win coming out of the locker room. Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a 1st down.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good. Soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another 1st down.
And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. Not much there, only a yard.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 30-yard line.
Now Carr on the bootleg. And finding the tight end Hooper. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Hey, we're good. 185. 50, 50. Later one. Got the screen. Here we go.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
So an empty possession there. What do you think went wrong, Charles?
Well, it looked like maybe the plant leg might have given way just a little. And when that happens, guys have a tendency to pull through the ball to compensate. And in doing so, sent this one off target.
Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation...
And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Christian Kirk with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Eagles make some inroads here on that deficit. Well, if they're going to make a game of this in the second half, they need a few big plays to go their way. That's one.
And the way to get it done is to also conserve time. So to your point, that big play right there, now you're not moving the ball downfield, taking time off the clock. You're leaving yourself a better avenue to continue to try and make a comeback.
Rohrwasser set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, Rohrwasser handles the kickoff duties. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
5-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
He's tackled at the 30.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
A first down carry here for Johnson. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. Back now in Arlington. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. On second down now, it's Bell, and he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
On the carry.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. That's Aguilar with it on the jet sweep. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
The 32-yard line.
Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
On second down, it's Bell. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Le'Veon Bell.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. And that is incomplete.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Field goal. A 47-yard attempt.
I don't think this will even, nope, it doesn't even get there. Well short, and this score will stay right where it is. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the 4th quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, you know, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. Philip Dorsett, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
2nd and 10.
To throw again, Newton. And now here is another interception. It's the sackmaster, Justin Houston, who comes up with it. And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
Interception.
Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it, and that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
On 2nd down, it's Bell, and he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
That's good.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. 3rd touchdown pass now for Derek Carr. And the Cowboys turn that interception into a touchdown. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And their 4-game win streak very much in jeopardy as they go to work here late with a 1st and 10. He's going to air it out for Dorsett. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
2nd and 10, Newton again. He's going to air it out for Dorsett. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Malik Hooker. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. Give the tackle to Hassan Reddick.
2nd and 10. At the Eagles' 31.
On 2nd down, here's Carr. He's going to look for Beckham in the end zone. Oh, he almost had it for the pick. A great chance there for the interception in the end zone. Instead, 3rd down.
3rd down and 10 yards to go.
185. Express. 56. Oh, yeah. Express. Here we go again. Here we go again.
From the gun, it's Carr. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by David Long. Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. Has a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other. But it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. That catch good for only a couple. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. He's going to air it out for Dorsett. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Justin Coleman. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line. The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career, but when you're talking about one game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer, the last to do it in 2001, to throw 7 picks. 14 yards, good for a Cowboy first down.
17-yard line.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. A quick throw taken in by Diggs. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
8-yard line.
Ball at the 8 here for 2nd and a yard, maybe a touch less.
93.
Carr going to throw here. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. They seemingly just continue to score at will, and as great as it's been for the offense, you got to feel for that defense down there.
I love how you use the word will, because both teams came into the game with the will to win, but one team has obviously imposed its will on the other and broken them, because what we're seeing right now, wow, that's a defense that's in tatters after what they faced in this ball game.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And no return for Erickson out to the 25-yard line.
25-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
On third down, they go Montgomery. And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to fourth down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
So many things go into making a good play on defense. In this situation, just not being blown out of the way was a big start, and then a nice tackle to finish things off.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game. So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Newton. And this is caught. Well, they get one back, picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big.
And that was a beautiful ball right there as he waited for his tight end to come uncovered in the end zone, so give him points for patience as well. Delivered it right where it needed to be for 6 points.
Mike 50, Mike 50. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Throwing is Newton. And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further.
Eagles 15.
So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here, but let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick. And the Cowboys are able to recover. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Carr going to look to throw. Screenplay, Johnson. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
That's a pretty play there coming out of the backfield, but as that back, you've got to be conscious of making sure you're securing the football. When you get out in open field, sometimes you get a little loose with it as you're trying to get up ahead of steam. Make sure you keep it close to your body because those defenders are trying to punch it free. He does a nice job there protecting the ball and picking up a first down.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. 38-yard line, 2nd and 9. Shotgun now for Carr. Flush to his right. And he'll take a shot here for Hooper downfield. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. Austin Hooper, Pro Bowler a year ago, the intended target. And it's 3rd down.
Check back, 6-18.
From the gun, Carr. And he's able to find Diggs. Oh, wait, hold everything. A timeout has been called. Seemingly silly with 1 second remaining in this game. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game.
Cowboys 41.
Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Dallas, it's a critical win for them as it gets them to 9-6 on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, it's a loss that could wind up hurting a little as they fall now to 11-4.
And they will be back home next week for a date with Washington.
And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.